Those of you who like accurate timings will be pleased with me. This is a rare thing for me because I do believe I've popped up with about a minute to go before the actual event, and we are live on Facebook now, so you can be heard. Things that you might be saying can be now heard across the millions online, and we are going to be starting exactly at 15:30, 100 hours, and thank you all for making your appearance and being here so magnificently and supportively. So I'm just going to make sure that we don't start early in case people are still tuning in or getting their computers on, and also because we really want as much, yes, we want to make sure that we don't miss a bit of what is. Welcome to FMBE Live, the FMBE Awards live online, for what is clearly and obviously the best category in the awards. I always say this, people say which is the best category in the awards, and it is always the Brand Ambassador of the Year category. There is no part of the awards that I enjoy doing more. There's no part of the awards which is there to champion more than the efforts and careers that you guys put into making the brand's frontline and making it sing on behalf of everybody, and being as doing the daily hard grind of what you do at such an impressive level. Bianca has raised a hand. By all means, Bianca, if you expect me to be technologically sound, Bianca, I can try, but you probably best just say what you need to say. If you have an issue, have you got an issue signing on, Bianca? Maybe you have. Anyhow, let us. I'll try and give you as much time as possible to sort things out if that's the case. So just saying, this is what my favorite category. We have, it's special in any year, but of course this year in particular with brand ambassadors, some of you I know have taken up key worker roles who are in the front line of this COVID thing, but also Bianca's in the room as well. Welcome, Bianca. Some of you I know have taken up key worker roles, been in the front line for the brands that you represent, or have had to go through replanning, reworking of your protection and safety arrangements. And some of you haven't too, and there's nothing, you don't have to be a key worker or involved for that to be in this category. Carly, I know too, has a strong role within an NHS environment. You will have seen stuff going on, but also we want to go back before that and to hear about all the good work that you're able to do and achieve on behalf of yourself, your agencies, and your brands ahead and beyond COVID. Doesn't need, in other words, this doesn't need to be a COVID session, but there will be aspects of that will necessarily come up, I'm sure, in the course of what you have to tell us about yourselves. In true spirit of FMBE, though, the first person I want to turn to isn't a brand ambassador at all, but right to the top of the tree, one of the most experienced clients in the world of field marketing and brand experience, Tim Fletcher. Tim heads up the field operation for Britvic and all the brands that represents. The reason why I love having Tim with us today is because we want to be in a position where we join those dots between there is the person that's putting the brands out there and putting the money on the table to make these campaigns possible, ... through to understanding and knowing that every single point of contact counts, every bit of what you do, every person that you speak to, every shelf that you fill, and every display that you put up, and every sample that you hand out. These are skills which the best clients want to know about the personalities involved. And I would like to hand over to Tim, who's got a few words I know to say about the industry, possibly about COVID, certainly about brand ambassadors. Over to you, Tim Fletcher. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. So yeah, my name's Tim Fletcher and I run the grocery field sales operation here at Britvic Soft Drinks, working with multiple agencies across the field sales industry. I've known Frank for many years and I'm delighted to support the FMBE Awards again this year. In previous years, I've been a judge on the judging panel, and I've first-hand experience of that. And I can tell you that it's a very thorough and a very robust process. So the winners are definitely deserving of their awards. This year more than ever, though, the people that deserve the most recognition are those that work at the sharp end. Now, that obviously includes NHS staff, but it also includes retail staff, and of course, our very own field sales reps and brand ambassadors. Whilst managers like myself are able to work from the relative safety of our homes, that's not an option for the field sales teams. It's been a really rollercoaster year for all field sales reps and all brand ambassadors. Since the start of the pandemic, some have been very busy, busier than usual. Others have found themselves furloughed for long periods of time due to their channels in leisure and non-essential retail being closed down. And many of the reps have also transferred into different channels where they've had to learn new skills in an unfamiliar environment. I admire the dedication, and dare I say it, the bravery of all field sales reps and brand ambassadors. In my eyes, you are all winners, and I'm looking forward to finding out who is the very best of the best.
Oh, that's lovely, Tim. Thank you for putting that in such a dignified way. That's exactly the tone that this category means. This is why this category means a lot to me. So, that means to say that we will hopefully now get a chance to hear from you all. We've got Adam Judge in the room. Just scroll across.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Adam. Adam, you're first on, so you got a tough gig, but you're first on boring basis of I've got an alphabetical list and otherwise I'll get everything wrong. But welcome to FMBE Awards. Adam works for the Gillette brand and Field Sales Solutions. Could you tell us a bit about your job and what you particularly enjoy about it and get out of it?
Yeah, sure. So I am the availability manager for Gillette in central London. I've been working up there for a couple of years now. Ultimately, the job is to get razor blades, Gillette sales and availability on fixture within the retailer. I think when I first started up there, we had a huge challenge, partly because a lot of these stores had never been visited before, but also partly because the perception with Gillette in the city was a lot of it just gets stolen. And by dealing with the retailers and speaking with them, we kind of learned or shared our learnings that actually perception might be up here, but reality is a lot lower. And I think I'm very fortunate that the FSS, the agency, and Gillette, the brand team, afforded me a lot of trust and flexibility in how I work. So I was able to kind of target stores which had the biggest opportunity and need. And by doing that, it really allowed me to galvanize a strong relationship with the retailers, not just at store level, but at regional level as well. And very quickly, we've been able to sort of change that perception and drive the availabilities and sales in the right way. So yeah, that's been one of the key things I've enjoyed doing, actually, is just changing the perception and the standards.
I have to say, Adam's entry came with some absolutely magnificent testimonials from across the team behind the support the brand ambassadors. But I thought that David Haling's, be well known to you, Adam, from Procter & Gamble, was probably a good place to go to. David said that you did particularly well on Perfect Store with an OSA award in the Global Grooming Awards. Could you tell us a little bit about something about that?
So that was kind of internally. So yeah, I mean, London's been used as a bit of a template across the globe for Gillette. So the work we've done over here has been replicated in other parts of the business for Gillette. So especially the US. So that's what that's driven by. And I mean, I'm glad you mentioned David's name, because I think both himself and Mark White from FSS, I think they're both as responsible for me talking to you right now as I am. So yeah, their words meant a great deal.
Good stuff. I've just lost my we can see how we go. I think that's given everybody a pretty good snapshot. Is there any other part of your experience that you want to add to any of that? I think we've got a pretty good snapshot of where you were with it.
No, that sounds good to me, Frank.
Everybody loves Adam. Let's go to Andrea Evans. Andrea's here? Yes, Andrea's here. Who works on behalf of Powerforce and Molson Coors.
That's right, yeah.
Certainly another one that's a brand dear to my heart for a very number of reasons, Andrew, not just because of the beer, but because we've had so much support from Molson Coors through the years in terms of Jenny Hill will be here later on to present my next category with me. Welcome, Andrew. Nice to see you. Same question to you, really. Tell us a bit about your job, what you like about it.
I have to say, I'm super lucky in this job role because when I started with the company, it was a brand new role, so it was there was a gap for us to work with multi-site retailers, work with them a little bit differently, given the attention to grow value and volume. I guess that Molson Coors had never, they tried to do it, but I suppose you just can't give everyone the attention. So we had an opportunity to get in there and deal with key multi-site retailers, and it's been going fantastically from the moment I started, really. I've been really fortunate in the fact that they've kind of understood it's not about just, this is where we're at, can you do it? It's more about, do you know what, let's get to know you, what do you need? And it's about basically listening to what they need and sort of getting a solution. We've been sort of doing mini JBPs and it's been working really well. And obviously there's been, everyone knows, there's been a few spanner in the works with COVID and all that kind of thing. So you have to kind of switch it, doing virtual meetings, that kind of thing. But actually we've really, for me, I know that I've really maintained my relationships, and it's really testament to what I've done because the relationships are so good and the results obviously speak for themselves. And alongside that, because the role was so brand new, with that success, we were able to support in wholesale as well. So that as a field team, we can visit depots and give them that attention again and working with them at a local level. I was really lucky, actually, like you said, with Jenny Hill. She gave me sort of the reins and I was able to create a 2-day event for Parfit's RDAs. So I was sort of from start to finish, whether it was the invitations and booking them in hotels, and I got all the guys from Molson Coors to come support, teach everything there was to know about Molson Coors to the Parfit's team, which they absolutely loved. They got free beer, a beer appreciation with some wonderful food, a brewery tour. It was really, really good. But actually, I was able to gain so many really good relationships, not just with Parfit's and the depots, but actually with the people within Molson Coors. They can kind of recognise what I'm doing and really making a difference. So how can I not love that? It's so good.
It's and it's actually obviously I feel like we've met you a little bit because your support documentation had video content and the like, and lots of bits and pieces that forced you onto a stage in front of people at different times and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You obviously just do that. You're just fine with that.
Well, you know what? I think sometimes you've really got to kind of push yourself a little bit out of my comfort zone. But do you know what? I really enjoyed it. And I think if you know what you're talking about and you really believe in what you're doing, it kind of comes, that sounds bad, but it does kind of come easy, especially when you're literally just trying to build relationships. You're literally talking to them. You know, we're talking to each other. We're grown-ups. We know what we need. We know what we want to achieve. We've got a common goal. And it's, yeah, I just really enjoy it. And I think that helps and it comes out.
And we've all become aware of how much you enjoy it in the last couple of minutes. I think, Andrea, there could be little doubting you, and lovely to have had a chance to meet you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So next on my alphabetical list we have Andrew Elliot. If we can hear from Andrew. Andrew represents, these days you've moved territory, haven't you, Andrew? These days you represent Weetabix and REL Field Marketing in Northern Ireland, but you had a bit of a journey before you got to Northern Ireland, if that's right. Am I correct in remembering you, Andrew? Tell us a bit about your job. Don't let me cock it up. Let's hear about it from you.
Good afternoon. Well, basically my job, 4 main parts which I enjoyed. My job is the freedom, the flexibility, the vision, and meeting different people in the role. So with the comes with the freedom is REL Weetabix. They allow me to plan my own journey planner. This allows me to be in the correct stores at the correct time. And then it means that I'm delivering the right SKUs, which is going on offer. As regarding the flexibility, this job, it's not a 9 to 5 job. And there's some days which will finish early. Again, some days which will finish late. And then the vision of the job is basically to increase my territory sales. And again, this basically works back into the freedom of me being able to do my own journey plan. And last but no means least, it's meeting different people in the role. So what I can do is interact with shoppers, and then also again interact with the grocery managers or the store managers. I enjoy feeding back the sales data. And then last but no means least, in the times now of COVID-19, whenever the stores are short-handed, again, what I will do is if they need shelves filling, or whether it be in the beauty aisle, fresh aisle, chilled grocery, again, it's a simple case of what my bosses let me do is basically help the stores out. So that's everything all in a nutshell, why I enjoy my role.
Beautifully summarised, Andrew. I won't let you off quite that easily, because something that we were definitely struck by when I was chairing the judging process was your resourcefulness, and we have some super commentary in your entry from Philippa Burnett as to demand planner in the Northern Ireland Territory for a stock-related issue that you determinedly fixed. Is that you able to kind of tell us a little bit about that or not?
Yep. Whenever I come across, there was quite a lot of gaps. Distribution was not up to par. Main reason for that is lead time from getting grocery, or from getting Weetabix from England into the UK, or England into Northern Ireland. It was normally anywhere lead time up to 4 to 5 days. However, what was taking place is there was a communications breakdown. So what we managed to do is, with the work of Compass, that's our sales tool, we were then able to plan ahead and get more stock being driven in, so there was no more gaps on the shelves. So that came from my line manager, who's now off on maternity leave, Steph. She gave me an awful lot of help. There was again, there was Steph, there was Lee, then there was Mark as well from Weetabix. So we all got our heads together, and the problem has now been resolved, thank goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that these awards sometimes hear about are issues that need to be resolving. Everybody has issues in their lives and their work that needs to be resolved. But certainly your determination is what came across. Your absolute dedication to make sure that the right advantages were gained for Weetabix through stock delivery at the right time. Sounded to us very much like you were a very important cog in resolving a problem that might have held up sales for quite a period of time. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Again, I was a small part in a big wheel, but at the end of the day, I was happy enough to get the problem fixed.
And actually, Andrew makes a very interesting point. A lot of you I know will feel uncomfortable with the spotlight put on you because you're part of a team, and that is true. You know, I know that you can't be who you are without the team members that surround you, without the support from the agencies and brands, of course, but primarily for your other colleagues on the team as well. And we understand that, but and in a way, you've been put forward as a representative of the team as much as you have for yourself. So if you're uncomfortable feeling the spotlight on you, be proud for the team. Thank you, Andrea. It was really nice. Bianca Chan, we have here. Bianca, have you really travelled? I'll ask you a question. But Bianca, I think, has travelled in online from Taiwan for us, quite possibly. And we will find out if that's the case in a minute. She is one of these absolute supreme customer advisors, shopper advisors that Reach put out for Heathrow. Of course, that's an area which is not located with travel, which isn't going great guns at the moment. But it's such an amazing kind of shopping team, assistance team that they put out there. I can't explain it as well as Bianca will do. So let's hear from Bianca about how you go about your work when it's not held up and when it possibly is in terms of COVID. Let's hear about a clip from you, Bianca. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Bianca. We can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
You might be on a slow line, possibly. Are you speaking to us from Taiwan?
Hello.
Hi, Bianca.
Yes.
You're in Taiwan.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. We won't
Can
keep
you
you
hear
on very long, Bianca, because the complication with the line. But tell us a bit about your work with Heathrow when you're in the UK.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry. The
You're
signal.
really
Sorry.
clear. That's much better. That's lovely.
Okay. Hello. I'm Bianca. I'm original from Taiwan and speaking Mandarin and also Cantonese. I work for Rich at Heathrow Airport as a senior seller. I have over 300 regular passengers who I personally helping and assist at the airport. So it's so busy. And I make sure the everything is a preparation for them. So when they come back to the airport again and again, they do really love us as a Heathrow Airport. I organization for them to have a nice meal before they fly out or get a VAT refund, and then I'll be taken to the shopping. It's so much fun. On a good day, I can sell over 30K. We are expert for selling fashion items like Chanel handbag or other brand like Dior, Gucci, LV. Who doesn't know like the handbags? But our biggest sale come from a Rolex.
Oh, okay.
I sold one over 98K. I love my job because we are trained and then supported by Rich. I also help to train my Chinese team, my Chinese colleague. I am proud to work for my company, and I know the retailer at Heathrow love us team too. So I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can hear you really well now. You've come through loud and clear, Bianca. I have to say, full congratulations to you for your big embrace of this job that you have. We've got a very good understanding of the support that you get from Reach and at Heathrow Airport, and and I think what you've been able to convey for us, which certainly came across in the award entry, was the significant importance to the airport and its shopping facility of the VIPs that you're working with. I mean, we're talking about people with whose leisure time at the airport is really available to the airport for someone like Bianca to be able to maximise on behalf of both the shopper and on behalf of the airport. And that's, it's a very distinctive piece of brand ambassador work that you do. Bianca,
Thank
your
you.
language skills are outstanding, and your entry was immensely well supported by very detailed video testimonials, which I haven't got immediate permission to share, but maybe we'll get permission to share them. But which come right through from Heathrow Airport, from your direct manager, from your the team at Reach, and it's a very compelling listen. You're an absolute superstar for all of those people, and thank you for spending the time talking to us today about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I'm going through my continued alphabetical, which means that we can now have a chance to hear from Carly Gamble. Bianca was very much one of a kind in terms of the brand ambassadors and what you all try to do. The opportunity to work in a job like Bianca's is rare and unusual. There aren't very many jobs that look like hers. That's certainly also the case for Carly, who is in one of the more unique jobs in brand ambassador work that you could wish for, representing Samsung, in particular for Samsung Health at Great Ormond Street Hospital. So let's turn to Carly and hear your very intriguing story, please, Carly.
Hi, Frank, no problem. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory, really, so that it makes a little bit of sense of where we are today. So back in 2018, 2019, I ended up at Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, just supporting a photo shoot for a project called Project Drive that Samsung were running. And at the end of the day, we packed up all our tech, all our equipment, and we all went home. And I kind of looked back when I was on the train home and I thought, God, them kids have got no tech there to play with or to pass the time or to learn or anything. And I think for a place that's world leading in treatment, their wards weren't very techy at all to me. So we did a bit of work in the background, and in 2019 we gifted them VR headsets and devices, which were incredible. It took the children that were unable to leave the wards somewhere else and created a really nice atmosphere among the wards. I spent some time there training play workers on how to use technology, just playing with the children and spending some time there as a regular thing. Of course, last year COVID hit and everyone come with their own struggles through that. But for Great Ormond Street, what it meant for most children is that their brothers and sisters could no longer visit. So still to this moment, they haven't seen their brothers and sisters since March because they're not allowed to go in. And out of mum or dad, one person has to be picked to go and see their child. It can't be both. So the family atmosphere that was typically created in there was no longer a thing. And of course, that was happening all over Christmas. And it was a very different story to what Great Ormond Street usually is. So again, I went off and did a little bit of thinking, what can we do to improve the lives of these children whilst they're in hospital and improve the lives of their families that are typically able to be by their side as well. So around this, we managed to get 18 tablets in there so they can Zoom to home and they can play with their brothers and sisters remotely and engage with each other, because they can't even mix in wards because of infection control. And I think we forget, oh, what do you mean they can't do that? But it meant being confined to a room. So they had gaming stuff set up, which was brilliant. We also had Disney Plus subscriptions on every tablet going due to fundraising for our own teams, which was amazing. For those of you that have been to Great Ormond Street, it's all about Disney. So they love that. And we also got some gaming passes for them. So they have like thousands of games to choose from. So that's where we are right now. I did manage to hand deliver them into reception. That's only as far as I was allowed to go. And it truly is a different story. You can imagine what it's like at the moment. I think it's very lonely, and I wouldn't like to be a child in there at this given time. The feedback that we've had from the tablets is that it gives the ability for them to not only communicate with home, but the ability to draw when they can't share pens and paper and stuff like that, the ability to learn because they do have an in-house school that's not currently open, and the ability for the play workers to actually include technology in what those treatments look like going forward. So for me, I just think it's a huge thanks to Samsung for not only giving us the ability to keep Samsung at the top of mind in this really testing time that we've had, but ultimately supporting me in making the children smile, the ability to keep in touch with home, and me building a relationship with Great Ormond Street that I will keep for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's been my story for the last couple of years.
I have to say it's a unique story. We're very unlikely to get anybody else's story anything quite like yours, Carly. And there's and we had we battled with that in the judging chamber in a way that will all become clear before we finish off our chat. But because your story is so emotionally engaging in a way that is out of reach of others with that level of emotional engagement, we'll sort of park it to one side for the time being and come back to you. But I think everyone's gained a proper appreciation of that, and now we can go back and hear a bit more from some of the people that do the field sales activities onto stores at grocery level, and as I say, we'll park you and come back to you, Carly. But thank you so much for that overview. So next on our list is what's turning out to be an impressive set of conversations. Chris Williams is next, please, from Field Sales Solutions with Procter & Gamble.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. Chris, tell us about your work and what you like about it.
First of all, I just congratulate Carly on that work she just spoke about. I think it's outstanding. Anything to do with children just means a lot, and we can't compete with just Anne Sampson, not just Carly. Fantastic work. So well done all to them.
Thanks, Chris.
No problem. Also, Frank, before I start, can I just congratulate my team of colleagues on winning Team of the Year?
You absolutely can, Chris, and you've done that now. And we've done that too. But that's they've been working. You've probably been aware of this, working towards that award and creeping closer to it over a couple of years. So I imagine that it was a big moment for everybody. But I'm also glad to see that you've got the contract ongoing for a bit longer now with Field Sales Solutions and P&G, which will keep you in with the FSS team.
Exactly. And without that team, like you said just now, I couldn't be where I am today, because for an individual to stand out, you need a team around you. So superb. But in a nutshell, for me, my job has been quite a different one in the last 18 months, 12 months. First of all, I'm starting off doing my day job, which is just getting a return on investment for P&G, which is the main flux of the job. Getting display, making sure products available on shelf, and keep building them relationships, and make sure we've been in the right place at the right time. The company with me have always known I wanted to drive forward and improve myself. They said, not specifically for me, but they set up a sales academy. I was on the first intake on that, and I came out of it with the most distinctions in the class, so that made me very proud, I'll be honest with you. We had to do a big presentation at the end of that, and I don't think our CEO, Julian Cordy, will ever let me live down the outfit I had on for that, but that's another story. And then I got voted Brand Ambassador of the Year for Field Sales Solutions on P&G account by my peers, which until today, I didn't think could be emulated, but this nomination has taken me one step further, I'll be honest with you. And then the opportunity of all opportunities arose in me. It weren't the best circumstances, because a regional manager in Scotland was taken ill, and the company needed somebody to go and cover and support the team for 6 weeks. Well, I had a phone call to ask me would I be interested in flying up on a Monday, flying back on a Thursday or a Friday. Pretty much it was one phone call to my wife to ask permission. I was sat in Cardiff Airport waiting to go. So it was a really, really great experience for me. So I flew up to Scotland for 6 weeks on a Monday, and I came back, like I said, on Thursday or Friday, supporting the team through the week with development days, taking their team meetings, and the support from the company was immense. I can't thank Field Sales Solutions for that much more, because the cost must have been horrific, but they still sent me, and I really appreciate the support on that. Then the other thing that the company, I'm always involved in rolling out new ideas, and before they roll out to the big team, they seem to ask me to trial it, which I feel privileged because I can give them my advice. So it's either yes, it's working, no, it's not working, or this can be tweaked to get it better. And then basically on top of that, I just go back to my normal day job, which is really, really challenging at the moment, I've got to be honest with you, because of the COVID situation, like it is for everybody. But you've just got to judge at the moment, you call by calls, because my motto is sometimes I've got to take a short-term loss for a long-term gain. Because when I'm going into stores, I can't do what I really want to do because the stores don't want you to do that at the moment. So what I'm doing is helping, I think, like the Weetabix, like you said, just merchandising in some stores because they don't want to let me do anything else. And I know in the long term, the gain is going to be very beneficial because their relationships are being built consistently. And then when the COVID is finally over, when we go back to the full promotions, I know I'm going to get back in to getting my big displays, which I thrive on.
Chris, well done. It sounds like you've covered off quite a bit of territory. One thing I will just share with you is there's a hang on, yeah, I can't see that now on my screen, but can you see that picture? Okay.
I can, yes, yeah.
Right, Chris, that is you standing alongside a very good industry friend of mine, Andrea Elsie, and obviously doing rather well with something. Can you tell us about what you were doing rather well with there?
Yeah, that was the brand ambassador of the year for a P&G account on the Grocery High Street team last year, and Stephen Kirk is the other man in it, my national sales manager. That was the night I actually had to dress up, which I've never lived down, but I rapidly run to my hotel room to change into a suit afterwards. So. But it was all about the brand about voted by our peers, which I was very proud of.
No, you absolutely should be proud, Chris. It's been an absolute charm meeting you and hearing your story. Thank you so much for spending the time telling us all about it.
Thank you.
We have an opportunity then to speak to Dean Crook, who's another field sales solutions person, this time representing Ferrero.
Yeah, hi Frank.
Hello, Dean. Nice to see you.
And you.
So, Dean, tell us a little bit more about how you became such a sales champion for Ferrero.
I've been with the business probably 5 years now, based out of Portsmouth. I've had multiple different territories over those years, which has obviously had its own challenges. In recent years, sort of settled into my own territory, but like the other guys, I have my own KPIs in store, driving availability, local displays, and stuff like that. I think what gets me known within the business is my feedback on a national level back to the national account managers at Ferrero head office, which helps build a stronger relationship between us at Field Sales Solutions and the client. Feedback any sort of objections we get in store, any changes to COVID policies, any distribution issues, which we've kind of had quite a lot over the last 12 months. In turn, working with the account managers at head office, I work with data group Ultralysis to get depot stock holdings available to every FE in the country's tablet. This way we can monitor availability issues from the depot to store level, again, building relationships within our own stores and giving us a bit more idea of what's actually happening out there and having those conversations with our stores. And then finally, I guess the part that I probably enjoy the most, is the most rewarding, is the coaching and mentoring I do with my other colleagues that are probably at different stages and different levels of their career. We normally go out with work with on a week-to-week basis, which obviously had its challenges through COVID. So trying to reflect on how I can still help them when I can't be on trade with them. I've been putting together a lot of like how-to guides, a lot of best practice guides and things like that, which I send out to every FE in the country, which hopefully inspires them a little bit and gives them a bit of something to focus on, and in turn improve their results and give them some confidence while in store.
That's very nice to hit them. And this again isn't unique to Dean, but it is something that comes across with anybody that's going to be shortlisted for this award. Would be somebody that has that kind of content in their entry in terms of being supportive of the team, being supportive of a mentoring program, and it's certainly part of the field sales solution structure as well that comes across really well, Dean. So that was really nice to hear. It's part of the brand ambassador job, which you don't get any extra sales bonus for, but which helps the team meet its targets and makes you somebody with a greater emotional connection across the team. And it's lovely to hear. Thank you for describing all of that for us. There's a couple of things I thought. What do you, Dean? What does the name Andy Trotter mean to you? Is that somebody that's a useful person in your background?
Yeah, definitely. Andy's the national field manager for Ferrero, who's been extremely supportive of me personally over the last 18 months. In particular, we work together on the account feedback, which in turn he puts in practices that, from my feedback, that the rest of the field team adopt in order to obviously get better results at the end of the day. And hopefully they're all watching now on Facebook. So I'd like to give a shout out to all the other managers that should be watching.
But let's hope so. And indeed, and certainly it was Andy that said to us that your results focus and selfless behaviour to improve others has made Dean exceptional. That's that's certainly something that I would love to be known for myself. So congratulations to you on that. Thank you for your super summary. I wonder if I can spring this on Tim. I wonder if I could spring on you, Tim, not obviously to do anything other than to just give us a little overview of your take, in particular on some of the field sales stories that you've heard. Just a kind of general summarising comment. Can I put you on the spot for that, Tim?
Of course you can, Frank. Yeah, no problem at all. It just amazes me really the variety of things that people are doing out there, and the way that people are finding different ways to make a difference. You know, in challenging times, really, people have still managed to make a difference, whether that's through the use of data or the use of the relationships that they've got with their contacts. You know, it massively impresses me. It's been many years since I carried the bag myself, and yeah, it's hugely impressive to see the way that people are finding new ways in these challenging times.
Thank you, Tim. That's really nice. It's been so rewarding hearing everybody's stories. We've got some awards to go to, and this is the only bad thing about Brand Ambassador of the Year is that we have to then say this person came out with an award that was better than this person. But that is the nature of the beast with awards. And you know the cliche is that you're all winners, because everybody here has battled through really quite a competitive field, and both at your agencies to reach the level where you are thought of as one of the star performers, and then alongside an array of people from representing their brands nationally and internationally. And in that sense, you are all winners. We knew that this year was going to be a thorny, difficult process, so we did something we haven't usually done. We normally give gold and silver in this award. We have made some special awards for the people that have been commended very strongly and haven't won gold or silver. This is it. They look a bit like this. We will be sending out for special awards. We'll be sending out an engraved one of those to the following people who've been so immensely impressive. So they are going to Adam Judge, Field Sales Solutions and Gillette, Andrea Evans, Powerforce and Molson Coors, Chris Williams, Field Sales Solutions P&G, and Dean Crook, Field Sales Solutions and Ferrero. So full congratulations to all four of you. Thank you so much. Then we have a silver to present as well. One silver to present. Silver will be finding its way one way one way or another to our personal shopper of the year, Bianca Chan. Thank you so much, Bianca, for spending the time with us. You are our silver award winner this year. And then finally, I say finally, mainly there are two people that we haven't mentioned. So we've got we have got a field sales gold to talk to you about, and the field sales gold for his immense dedication to the course. And I think we probably saw the shy side of him a little bit earlier on, but there is so much in that entry paper that recommends and commends Andrew Elliot to win the gold for Brand Ambassador of the Year for REL and Weetabix and Andrew. And we then, as I say, have, so congratulations, Andrew. We then, as I say, have one further thing to do, which is to say, if we could have had an award called the Carly Gamble Award, we would have done so. So here we have letters and stage presenting. But of course, it's in the emotional connection that makes it such a difficult one to announce. But I won't go into the detail. That's from Great Ormond Street Hospital. Tears have been shed. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but we do have an award. It's a gold award, also for Carly. Well done, Carly Gamble. Well done, Andrew Elliott. Thank you as well. Silver for Bianca Chan for her work. So we've got gold for Carly Gamble and Samson and Blue Square. We have gold for Andrew Elliott and Weetabix and REL Field Marketing. We have silver for Bianca Chan and the Reach shop team at Heathrow. And we have special commendations for Adam Judge for Field Sales Solutions Gillette, Andrea Evans, Powerforce, Molson Coors, Chris Williams, Field Sales Solutions P&G, and Dean Crook, Field Sales Solutions Ferrero. And thank you to Tim too for helping us through with it. I applaud you greatly. Thank you so much, everybody. And we'll hope to see you another time in your future careers.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Frank. Well done, Andrew. Well done, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.